You are now being logged into the system. Welcome to the Freedom Informant Network. All systems are now operational. Incoming transmission. Please stand by. Patching through. Transmission sequence initiated.
This is a Freedom Informant Network streaming internet bulletin. This bulletin will address you, the citizen of this country, with vital information the government-run mainstream media will not tell you. It is among the growing number of webcasts concerned with what is going on in today's world. The message of freedom cannot be stopped, it cannot be silenced. Good day to you, my fellow patriots and countrymen. I come to you today, the 24th of February 2009, with an urgent message from the Patriot movement and those who have joined us within the Freedom Informant Network. This is a call to arms to all patriots. But first, allow me to explain who, or more precisely what, the Freedom Informant Network is. The Freedom Informant Network is a collaborative effort of patriots who have found themselves possessing knowledge to share with the world. We are here to help those who seek true freedom find answers they are searching for. Many of us have dedicated much of our time to extensive research into many different areas. The network is extremely important in a time such as this that we are living in. Our goal is to bring the information to all that we can expose it to, the facts, the hard truth, and what is going on, and what the mainstream media will not tell you. In conjunction, we will contribute our assistance in assuring you are ready for the events that are unfolding before our very eyes. We live in a country that was founded as a republic and on the ideas of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and our unalienable right to achieving this. Each and every one of us. Through the decades, our country has slipped further and further into corruption. The influence of big business and banks on our government has tainted the lifestyle of this country and its people. In these times, we are nearing an economic meltdown with the threat of a total collapse of our economy becoming more and more inevitable. Yet our instituted government continues to act on and promote the same irresponsible behaviors that signed us away to our doom. Our government continues to spend money that our country does not have to bail out corporations and banks, those same corporations and banks that have bonded us into slavery. Our tax dollars are flowing overseas in this relentless, never-ending war, and now to fund international abortion. The end of the American dream is at hand unless you, the American citizen, stand for your rights, the rights of your children and your family. The future of this country is in your hands. As you are watching this, there are over 12 million Americans who have lost their jobs and are unemployed. The middle-class citizens now find themselves at the poverty levels. In 2008 alone, there were over 3 million filings for foreclosures, with the banks repossessing over 380,000 homes. If you are one of the lucky individuals who still have a job, chances are someone you know has or is losing their job, and at this rate, the chances are against you, my fellow Americans. 10 cities and shanty towns are growing in numbers all across the United States, but the mainstream media will not address this. The American way of life is disappearing. Yet despite all of this, our government continues this forsaken war with additional bombings elsewhere in the world by our new president already. The cost of war in Iraq alone has amounted to over $593 trillion, and this amount is growing immensely even by the second. For 2009 alone, the base budget of military spending rose to over $651 billion. This is your paid taxes being spent while you are struggling to even put food on the table for yourself or for your family. The Freedom Informant Network is not about conspiracy, nor is it about personal difference with an elected official. It is not about political bias, nor any bias of any means. The network is a calling for all Americans to unite as the governed body of this country to express our concerns to those in the governing body and declare our demands for real change, change in the interest of the people. While our current president has only held office for just over a month at the launching of this transmission, he has shown no signs of any change from previous presidencies. Our tax dollars continue to be spent at an astounding rate without regard for the citizens' well-being and interests. Additional funding programs are being set into place, costing you more money while they take more money away from you with raised taxes. Meanwhile, the average American is struggling just to survive. Inflation is devaluing our currency and putting us at threat of economic collapse increasingly with every single redundant bailout program that is passed. My fellow countrymen, over 200 years ago, our founding fathers declared this country's independence from the rule of a tyrannical king. This king made it a point to institute his ideals and policies across the lands. Taxation was a spark that lit the fire, raising taxes on goods the colonies received from Great Britain. In the United States today, we face a government that is spending ungodly amounts of money while we police the globe, and all the while spreading democracy throughout the world. This may seem to be a noble gesture at first, but is this not what our founding fathers stood up against? Not to mention our country was founded as a republic, for the people and by the people, and not to deter from this form of government. And yet they have led us into this democracy in which Thomas Jefferson himself spoke out against. You are now paying for international abortions with your tax money, and no matter what your stance may be on this issue, can you justify any reason why struggling Americans should have to pay for this? Especially if they do not believe in abortion. And say what you may, but this country was founded on the idea that we are all entitled to our own thoughts and opinions with the right to express them. Amish citizens of this country are not required to pay taxes or serve in the military due to their beliefs. How can you justify this matter? Truth is, there is no justification. So when does this change? If you want the honest answer, then here it comes. Change comes when you, as an American citizen, stand up for all that is good and right. Change comes with you standing up for the rights of yourself, your children, and the family and friends you love. What we have forgotten through the trials of this country is this. Change comes not from one man, but from when we all set aside our differences, as those who fought for the formation of this country, and we unite as one, as countrymen and women, and we make it known that we are United States citizens, and we will settle for nothing less than life, liberty, and the ability to pursue happiness. My fellow countrymen, I come to you today with a message to our government. Let this message be heard from the sandy beaches of California through the Appalachians, from highest peaks to lowest valleys. Let this message be heard by all men of all races and creeds, that we, the people of this great United States, hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among the men, deriving their powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundations on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. It is on these terms declared by our founding fathers that at this juncture, we, the people of the United States of America, maintain and exercise our rights granted by the founding documents of this country to hereby declare the position of the current government as unfit. Our invariable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness have become beyond the bounds of fair limits. It is of our deepest concern that our governing body has forgotten its undeniable responsibility to the people of this country while solely concerning the resources and the tax money of this country to pursue foreign and commercial gain, not in the interest of the people, and with little or no regard for the opinion of the government. We, the people of the United States, hereby declare our demand for the reform of our instituted government back to the republic that it was founded as and meant to be. It is required that this government withdraw all United States soldiers from foreign lands and bring them back to safety of their loving families, that all commercial and business ties held between our government and third parties be severed, for it has polluted and drained the wealth and well-being of this country and its people. It is most crucial that we demand the abolishment of ties between this country and its government and the Federal Reserve, and hereby declaring the necessity to establish our own currency not printed and issued by an outside party, and that the influence of commercial business and banks alike be stricken from our government. The people have spoken, and for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. To my fellow patriots and countrymen, great change takes great sacrifice at first. But keep faith and remain steadfast, for the sake of our young children growing up to this world that has become so corrupt. Let us found a way for our generations to come, so that they may possess the freedoms and liberties that they are entitled. Let it be known by all men that today is the day we draw the line. This is the day we stand as men united. I leave you with my best wishes to all of you, and hopes for peace. Godspeed. This has been a Freedom Informant Network Internet Bulletin. I'm out. Peace.
End of transmission.